is the time of year, of course, where all the holidays sort of converge. This is eating season. We've called that many times before.
Oh, yeah.
Halloween, right into Thanksgiving, into Christmas.
Is this also, I believe, what they call cuffing season, where you date someone just because...
That's right.
Yeah.
For the gifts and the companionship?
Yeah.
And then you break up before Valentine's Day?
Yes.
Okay. So you
Are
have
you cuffing Biggie? Are you through with love?
He's given up.
No, I'm through with love. We've talked about
He
this.
gave up on love, unfortunately. Next year, you should... Now, Biggie just finished his Halloween horror movie reviews. Every day during the month of October, Biggie reviews a horror movie. Started it 3 years ago. The company owes him untold amounts of money.
$57.88.
This year alone.
He's never been paid back for his rentals.
No.
I thought it was an excellent October. You had a mix of older movies, newer movies, slashers, whodunits, all the really good mix this year.
And, people come to me now and they go, well, now that you're done with those, watch these.
Yes.
And I'm like, I need to cleanse my palate.
You don't watch during November.
No.
Now, we've found one, Chris Demm has picked up on this, that next year really should go in your list of horror movies. Let's just go ahead and put... Now, of course, he makes the list probably in July, August, September. And people suggest... Last year, people suggested a lot of these movies. I had never heard of this movie.
No, me either.
It's from 1973, and it's called Cannibal Girls. And the trailer is making some headway now. It's back in the news on YouTube. Somebody has found it, and it's going viral. And the movie is a horror movie about gorgeous women who seduce men, kill them, and eat them. And then sell their leftovers to the butcher shop, and the butcher shop sells them to unwitting residents of the small town where they are eating their friends and colleagues without knowing it. So this is the trailer for it. It's so graphic, we have to warn you. They'll tell you when something scary is coming.
American International Pictures presents Cannibal Girls.
When the morning wakens,
They're young, beautiful, and very, very sexy. They love every man they meet. First to death, then for dinner.
You hear that? You've got to watch it. You've got to watch this. This should be the first movie.
I'm in.
The first movie watched next year should be Cannibal Girl.
In order not to offend or horrify those in the audience of a squeamish or prudish disposition, the sound of a bell in the theater will warn you when to close your eyes or turn away so that you may avoid witnessing certain scenes of an especially erotic or gruesome nature.
You hear that? That means that every theater had someone in it ringing a bell.
Is it erotic or gruesome? I don't know. Oh, I want to watch one, but not the other.
I need different bells. I need different.
They only gave me the one bell.
Yeah, they needed two.
I don't want to close my eyes if it's just going to be boobs.
But, well.
Oh, crap, they're sawing off a leg.
What I'm reading into this, though, is that first it's erotic, and then it turns gruesome in a moment's notice because they seduce their prey, then kill them and eat them. There's the bell. There's the bell. Right? Yep. Get it?
Fruit can be a marvelous appetizer.
Cannibal Girls. Remember, in order not to offend or horrify those in the audience of a squeamish or prudish disposition, the sound of a bell in the theater will warn you when to close your eyes or turn away so that you may avoid witnessing certain scenes of an especially erotic or gruesome nature.
All right. So what has to happen is I'll watch the movie next year in September, and then, Biggie, when you watch it, I'll stand in the corner and ring a bell when anything erotic or horrifying is about to happen so that you may turn away. Or maybe we should do it vice versa because I get squeamish at those things. Wally, you're talking about Cannibal Girls. Go ahead.
Surprisingly, was directed by Ivan Reitman.
Ivan Reitman, who went on to do Ghostbusters, directed the movie. It was shot in Canada. And am I reading it right that Eugene Levy is in the movie?
I don't recall him being in the movie, to be honest with you, but it's just pure early 70s camp, gory horror schlock.
I'm in. I'm 100%
The
in.
trailer is just so perfectly 1970s.
Fantastic.
Early 70s.
Fantastic.
The voice,
I'm in.
the warnings.
When did you see it, Wally?
I would call it mid-'80s. I can't recall, except a friend of mine worked at a video store, and, it was one of those dateless nights where a group of guys got together and watched stupid movies. It's like,
Yes.
let's try this. And we all sat there and was like, really?
It's possible I've seen it in Brian Thomas's basement and don't recall it. That's where I saw all those faces.
Did you see anything that was gruesome and or erotic?
Well, a bell rang every time, and so we turned away. I turned away. I told Brian Thomas that we can't be watching that.
I just did a quick wiki check. Eugene Levy is the star. He's Clifford. He's a traveling guitar player. One of his co-stars is Andrea Martin. She was also in SCTV with Eugene Levy.
They're probably trying to get their careers going.
Yeah.
And Ivan Reitman, too. Thank you very much, Wally. Appreciate it. So, this Cannibal Girls has to be seen. It's set in Ontario. It's shot in Toronto. They're Canadian. Eugene Levy, of course, SCTV. And they're saying it's the greatest horror movie trailer of all time. We've missed it the first 3 years of Biggie's movie reviews. We must.
Never again.
We must see Cannibal Girls. I almost want to do an extendo and do it in November. We can't do that. The integrity of the October, no.
I agree.
We can't do it. So, to me, it's as bad as, listen to this. Our local station, I know we're on some stations that play Christmas music early, and you know my feeling on this. And Mariah Carey did what she always does.
They thawed her out.
They thawed her out, and she's ready.
Did she just sing "It's Time"?
Yeah, it's time.
In that voice?
In that voice, yeah. And then they crack the ice that she's in. The pumpkin rolls away. Thanksgiving just gets swallowed up into the crevice of the earth that no longer even exists, and she starts singing her Christmas song. And I fight that with everything I've got. You know that.
And lose.
You do. Lose year after year.
And badly.
Badly. Listen, I didn't mind when our local station started playing Christmas music. This is probably 20 or 25 years ago now. And they started playing it like the day after Thanksgiving. And then it started creeping up. It would be like November 20th. You know, I think, okay, all right, I'll give you that. And it got to be like the 15th or whatever. I said, no more. I said, this is too early for Christmas music. Well, now I turn on, and this is the station I go to for Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh.
All my tween favorites.
Yeah.
You know that. You know how much I love tween.
Twink 99?
We know.
Twink 99. There's a station here called Twink 99. And that's one of my go-tos. You know that.
It's your second preset, if not first.
I don't want to. My presets are my business. Nobody knows my presets. But Twink 99 is on my list of presets. And I flipped over there on November 1st, and I hear Wham's Last Christmas.
You've already been whammed?
I've already
the day after Halloween.
First song I heard, and I love Wham's Last Christmas, so I, without thinking, start tapping my foot and going, Last Christmas. And then I screamed in horror. No, God, no. It's November. No. They whammed me on 1 November with Last Christmas by Wham.
Do they call themselves something clever like Twinkle Toes? Or
Yeah, now instead of Twink 99, they're Twinkle 99. Just for the holidays. That's 2 months in advance of Christmas. The day after Halloween. I implore you, Twink 99. Don't just sell out. I mean, they might as well go before Halloween now. I mean, how early can they do it? November 1st.
None earlier.
None earlier. They cannot go to Halloween. Even Mariah said no.
I think Mariah respects Halloween.
Oh, well, I would hope. None of them respect Thanksgiving. None of them. Because it used to be, and I'll say this to my dying breath, we waited until the day after Christmas to play Christmas music. I'll say that now. We just don't do it.
You mean after Thanksgiving?
Excuse me. We waited till the day after Thanksgiving to play Christmas music. Now we don't respect that at all.
Yeah. Move out of the way, old man.
It is. And, this hurts me even. Not as much the music, but I used to love Black Friday shopping.
Gone.
You guys know that.
It's gone.
Now it's Black Friday deals week.
I'm seeing ads now for Walmart's Black Friday.
And it's like the week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's like there's a whole week of deals. And I miss the old...
yeah, that was fun.
I mean, that was like, it was a family tradition of ours.
The
We'd get
retail
up early.
crunch.
Yeah.
I liked that too.
And you guys always made fun of me because you'd say, who you shopping for? And I'd say, Myself.
Well, I stand
But
by
still,
that.
but by golly, you got out there and did it.
Well, we got out there and did it as a family.
That's right. You know, that was one of those things. I just saw recently what things that are going away, and that was one of them. That Black Friday is no longer going to be really a term. They'll use it, but it won't be for the day after Thanksgiving.
I loved it. It was fun.
Yeah. Well, see, that started to move up earlier, too. Remember, it used to be the day after Thanksgiving was Black Friday, and that was a retail thing. Then it became like, well, we'll open at 10 o'clock Thanksgiving. Then
Or
it was
midnight.
Or
Yeah.
midnight or noon on Thanksgiving. And so it kept creeping earlier. And now what you're saying is right. They'll do Black Friday all the time.
Yeah, they don't-
Doesn't
yeah.
matter.
But clearly the marketplace is changing. I mean, the radio stations know that's a rating. It's a ratings grabber.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Our listeners have been cut in half because of Twinkle Toes 99 or whatever.
Twink 99 has to stop it. They have to stop it.
I'm looking right at you.
Come on, Twink 99. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Hannah, I know you. Hannah's the morning. I thought we were close. Hannah's the morning gal over at Twink 99, and she's playing Christmas music already? No, not on November 1st. I stopped my minivan and screamed. A bell rang and I screamed.
It's erotic and
It was
gruesome.
so erotic and gruesome all at the same time. To hear Wham's Last Christmas on November 1, I just can't do it.
I bet that's moving up, not as close to Mariah, but it's up there as maybe I'd put it the second.
Wham,
most.
Last
Now
Christmas.
people love that song too.
So if you were a Christmas station, what do you play first? Mariah, or do you play something more quote unquote traditional like the older carols?
I don't know what they played first. Now last year they had a contest. I think they had it this year too. A contest to guess what they would play first, and it wasn't one that it was an older one, like you just said. I don't remember what, but it was
Like Nat King Cole or Bing
something.
Crosby?
Yeah, something like that.
See, now I'd go full Mariah.
No matter what.
Yeah, I'd play Mariah first, then I'd play Last Christmas, and then I'd probably play something older like Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Rocking Around the Christmas Tree might have been the first one last year.
Yeah.
But I caught it, it had already been on for 12 hours or whatever when I flipped over there. Expecting to hear Olivia Rodrigo.
Does she not have a Christmas album, a Christmas song?
She might. I don't know.
But it's not the same.
It's not
It's
the
not the
same. It's not the
same,
same. I want tween girl music.
And I want it now.
And I want it right now. And what do I can't get that. I can't get that from Twink now. So I'm off Twink for a month.
What are you going to switch over to? News radio?
I guess. What else is there? I guess I'll go news radio here at the time, the election.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to hear,
Canned goods and weapons.
I was going to say it's going to be a real hard choice for you. You have to hear Christmas music. Or we're live right here in the middle of the street where it appears the fires were first lit. Rocking around. I mean, take your pick.
We'll be back after this word from Gold.
Yeah.
Back after my Patriot Supply here.
Yeah.
That's right. It's one or the other. You're right. And I'll tell you, this has election consequences. I'm so upset. I'm beside myself about Peanut the squirrel. We had this story Friday.
Well, we feared the worst on Friday.
And unfortunately, our worst fears have been realized. It was Lisa Lanier. Our attorney said, that squirrel's dead, y'all. There's nothing we can do about it. If you missed it.
Let's reset Peanut.
Okay. There's a guy named Mark Longo who lives in upstate New York, on the border of New York and Pennsylvania. But officially, he's in New York. And he runs a home for wayward animals. Okay? Horses, llamas, you name it. They get peace and serenity and food and shelter and toilet from him, okay? From Mark Longo. He's got a farm. But he makes money for the farm by putting videos of his pet squirrel, Peanut, on Instagram. He rescued Peanut in New York City 7 years ago when he saw Peanut's mother run over, and Peanut, a tiny orphan squirrel, was in the middle of the street. So he went out,
Mama,
took the squirrel
I'm your mama now.
back to his home, nursed it back to health, got it to where he thought it could survive on its own. So he put Peanut back into the wild.
Nursed him at his own breast?
Yes, nursed him on his own teat. Puts him out in the wild. One day later, Peanut shows back up on his porch with a broken tail and had a look on his face like, I can't make it out there, man. There's no,
I've seen the other side. I can't.
I'm ill-equipped. So he took Peanut into his home, started putting him on video, and raising money. People loved Peanut so much that they gave money to help his home for wayward animals. Well, this past week, somebody got word that he was raising a squirrel. And it's an indoor squirrel, by the way. This squirrel never went outside. And they said that's against the law in New York State. So 8 armed security personnel 8 agents went to his home.
Where's Where's the squirrel?
With a search warrant.
We know he's here. Clear.
Got the squirrel, found the squirrel, took the squirrel. This man, Mark Longo, and his wife had to wait inside the home while they searched the entire home. They weren't allowed to even feed their other animals outside. They missed 2 feedings, according to Mark Longo. Then he said, I don't know where Peanut is. They also took Fred the raccoon, an aside in this whole story, an innocent bystander. Lisa Lanier, our attorney, said, dead as doornail, both of them. We said no.
With one word, rabies. So that's the problem with animals. They're
right.
the ones who are so susceptible to rabies, you cannot keep as pets.
But this owner, Mark Longo, said, I would fill out any paperwork. I want to do it by the rules. I'll get rabies shots for these animals. They've been inside. They don't have rabies. Let me keep these animals. Lisa said the state may work with him unless they've already done the unthinkable and killed these animals. And we found out the next day that's exactly what has happened. So he did the interviews and said the worst nightmares come true.
Peanut was the best thing that ever happened to us. You need that many officers to show up to my house to literally pull my closets apart. We were ready to comply. We were ready to get the paperwork. We were in the process of doing that. We needed a little bit of guidance from the DEC.
To take Peanut away from my family is not only, heart-wrenching, but then you take it away from the organization that solely gets its funding from social media that requires Peanut to get that funding.
Now, a fundraiser has been started, a GoFundMe for the animal sanctuary because of Peanut the squirrel, because now, of course, that story is everywhere. And apparently Mark Longo has said he and his wife have retained legal counsel to pursue civil litigation against New York State for barging into his home with 8 agents and stealing, he says, their squirrel and their raccoon.
Our attorney, based on our last conversation, he's not going to win.
Not going to win. No, he's not going to win, that's for sure. If you want, you can, they've had fundraisers now in upstate New York.
How much can we count on your, Kelly, for your support for Peanut?
I never divulge my charitable.
Yeah, it's a good point. How much?
He's got the site loaded up.
Yeah.
I don't divulge my contributions. I just know that he weighs heavy on my heart, as he does Mark Longo.
10?
I won't.
20?
I can't. There's no
100.
There's no way to even. You can't put a figure on it. You can't put a figure on it.
I have a feeling that squirrel was dead before
got downtown.
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling they sat there and they knew. They were like, oh, God, it's becoming a thing. And the squirrel had been dead for days.
Yeah. I feel like they would not have killed it had the thing, had it gotten into media attention before. I think now, if he was still alive, they go, okay, we can't do this. It's a black eye for us.
I thought that was, but my understanding was that was just standard protocol.
Probably
they euthanize the animals.
Well, according to Lisa Lanier, they could have worked with him, but she said he's probably already dead. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. Now, J.D. Vance says President Trump's...
The J.D. Vance?
The J.D. Vance. He was giving an interview and said President Trump is upset about this, and he knows about it.
So I know Don's fired up about Peanut the squirrel. We were on the way down here from Cincinnati. He was like, is it really the case that the Democrats murdered the Elon Musk of squirrels? And I said, yeah, it sounds like... Have you seen the videos of this squirrel? Yeah. He's a genius, or he was.
Yeah, that's a fact. The Democrats murdered
Elon Musk of squirrels.
That's right.
A lot of dots.
That's right.
That's real.
That's real.
So, Kelly, 150? 200?
I don't divulge my charitable. I never say. I can't say.
500.
Somebody like myself can. I can't. I'm in the public eye. I'm not gonna say what it is.